Alright, yeah. Good evening, guys. How are you? And first of all, congratulations to both of you. Today here is Priyom Sharma, who has been recommended from NSB Vizag for NDA 154, and Anjaney Rai, who has been recommended for TES as well as NDA 154 from 32 SSB. And both of them are ready to join Academy in some days. So, guys, how are you? And congratulations to both of you. First of all, Priyom, let's start with you.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Good evening. And it was a great journey, this whole SSB. I'm doing all good. Family is happy. That's it.
Yes, your family would be definitely happy if you have got recommended and those things are there. So, Anjane, let's
Yeah.
come to you. What do you want to share? You were you got recommended in your second and third attempt, but I would also like to tell the aspirants about the first attempt in which you had got unfortunately screened out. And I still remember that there was a meme in your DP of Telegram कि आपका से कोचिंग लेने के बाद भी screen out हो गया. So let's start with that because everyone has a journey as an aspirant. Even I had a journey as an aspirant because though I am ex-cadet, you both have been got recommended, Ananya has got recommended twice, but the journey as an aspirant is the main thing that we should focus upon when we have reached upon some like our destination. Start, Ananya.
Yes, so first of all, sir, thank you for hosting us. And
Welcome,
so
bro.
the journey has been very full of ups and downs. And sir, as you mentioned about that coaching लेने के बाद भी screen out हो गया. So sir, that is true. And sir, in the whole journey, it was full of setbacks. And thereupon I realized where I am lacking behind. So first attempt which I gave was screen out from 14 SSB Allahabad. So thereupon I realized that my narration was very like I would say not very good, and I was fumbling multiple times. And there was a time that I gave up in my middle narration that I will not give. And the assessor said next. And so after that, I took a coaching. And initially, it was like after taking coaching from AFPA and other offline institutions, I got screened out. And thereupon, I took coaching from online modes and just focused upon my narration and ability skills. And so after that, the things which I learned, I put them and got recommended.
All right, yeah. As you mentioned that you took offline coaching, then online coaching, and particularly you came to know about that you have to work upon your narration and PPDT part. So how did this happen? Particularly as Priyom got recommended as a fresher. तो भाई का तो कुछ ऐसा सेल्फ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन का सीन नहीं रहा लाइक ही वर्कड अपॉन द थिंग्स व्हाट आई taught him or he learned from different sources, so he kept working upon them as a fresher one. But you had faced SSB one time and you also met different candidates in the beginning of your preparation. So what do you want to say other aspirants in terms of self introspection? What steps they need to take in this journey of SSB?
So the first thing is whenever you join a coaching as a fresher, make sure that you are on the ground and you are just not like floating in the air. And so in every coaching, sir, no one gives that much attention to PBDT. They majorly focus upon GTO, interview, and psych. And so PBDT is, I believe, the most important process because once you are screened in, then only you will be assessed for next 4 days. So sir, at that time, sir, I was a fresher and I was like, कि PBDT बहुत छोटी चीज़ है and it will be done. And but the things didn't go in the same direction. And so thereupon, I realized that I have to work upon all the aspects of my personality. And the initial was communication skills because I was not able to speak in the group and give up good narration either. So thereafter, I learned these things and worked upon them.
Alright, Anne. Basically, candidates shouldn't underestimate anything which is there in SSB. This is what we came to know. And particularly coming to PPTT, what I always tell to aspirants, even to Priyom and even to you also, that this is the gate pass of SSB. If you have to get as or to show your skills out there, you have to get this gate pass and then you will enter in that 4 days process. Let's come to the thing that both of you were droppers and none of them of you were in college, right? And you are doing preparation in your drop year like after passing out from 12, and how are you like taking this thing as a pro or as a con? We start from Priyom. Explain your drop year journey and why did you decided to took this drop for India preparation. Start, Priyom.
Yes. I was not actually in a good intention that I would take a drop, but later I had to take it because I went to Delhi for coaching for my written preparation, and that was clashing my CVT dates, which was in Assam. And also I have previously appeared in JE examination in which I didn't score much to get into a good college. So hence I decided that no, I should not waste my any other time. I know what I want to do. I want to be a soldier, and that's it. I just knew that if I put my heart and soul into this thing, in this attempt, I could definitely clear it. So that I was very clear about my goal. So that was the main reason that I decided, and my parents were also agree upon the fact that I could clear this NDA attempt. So that was it.
And like this was a true example of your what I could say that your pure dedication for joining forces. And apart from that, this is also a like doubt solver for the candidates who think about those questions which are asked in an interview particularly. Like Anjane, you must know that कि वो question पूछा जाता है aspirant से कि what exams
Yeah,
have you appeared for, है ना? Other than this NDA. So candidates have to list mention the list of exams like JEE, KVPY starting from 11th
right,
whatever they have appeared, है ना? एंड एज यू मेंशन
right.
सीयूटी मिस हो गया जेई में उतना अच्छा स्कोर नहीं आया एंड आई वुड लाइक टू कम टू दिस की हाउ डिड यू जस्टिफाइड दिस पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन व्हेन यू आर आस्क्ड अबाउट दिस वन
Yeah, I was actually asked. I was asked that why did I score less in my JEE examination? It was actually a whole question that why did I score less in JEE examination? Why did I not appear in CUET? And what was the reason of my drop? So in that, I told him that since my class 10th, I decided my goal that I want to be a soldier. I want to be an Indian Navy officer. I made him believe that I literally told the interviewing officer that I don't want to sit in front of a computer for the rest of my life. That's why I didn't take just any college. Even if I had to take a even if I had to take a college, I would take a good college with good scores. So I didn't go for open colleges as well.
Nice, yeah, from good dedication. Even like we can say that ki if you have decided to become a soldier, you will become, and this is what get proved through your like performance and all. The best thing was ki like you didn't want to sit in front of a computer for a whole year of your life, and particularly as you mentioned about the Navy also. Let me clear it that your first preference is INA, right? It's not
Yeah.
NDA. Your first preparation is INA, particularly. So this is how we have to be clear about your goals. Even I remember that when I had reported to academy, there were only four cadets who were reporting with us, and their first preference was INA and NDA exam. So and let me tell you, there was one my course mate was there. He was the toughest and strongest cadet amongst us, and this is what I like expect from you as well as I know that you are the one because you know swimming well, and that's the need of the navy when you reach out to academy. And
Yes.
that's what from Priyom. And let's come to Anjane. Anjane, you are also a dropper, and apart from this, why didn't you took the college? And what was your like dream of like going through NDA, particularly Army, Navy, or Air Force? Clarify it and describe your first attempt, second, and third.
First of all, sir, I come from a defense background, and my previous two, three generations have been into the army. So, sir, from by birth, it was clear that I will join the army. And sir, after that, when I was in my class second grade, one of our seniors who was in army school, Chandi Mandir, so he secured some AIR 7 or 8 in the 2013-14 examination of NDA. So from that unit, that point, I realized that there's an examination, and I have been preparing for it from class 9, 10. But sir, as I reached class 11, sir, there was a new scope that every person or every student gets like IIT or NDA. So sir, at that time, 11th was like just wasted in this whole dilemma only. So in my class 12th, as I just came into it, the first examination which approached was NDA 152 course. That was NDA 2 2023, and so that I was not able to clear. So my mathematics was not at that time very sharp. So after that, sir, I completely left JEE mains and I was just focusing upon NDA and other examinations of defense. So after that, sir, gave JEE mains in the second attempt, like shift 2, because it was required for TS entry. So there I scored 85 percentile only. So after that, 154 course, 153 course NDA was approaching, and I gave that and cleared that, but eventually got screened out. So my marks in mains, JEE mains was very low. It was 85 point some percentile, and rank was 206922. So sir, at that point of time, sir, there was no such college. Yes, I was getting chemical engineering and HBTU, but it was of no use because it in the current scenario, sir, chemical engineering doesn't offers you good pay grade job in upcoming time. So, sir, I thought, let's take a drop. And, sir, I didn't give CUET because I was not interested in BSc and BA all. And I didn't take any open college because I believe, sir, if I would have taken it, but I would have not been justified it in upcoming interviews of CDS and IMA and OTA if I have been applying for that. So, from that, sir, I came into this defense line only and purely focused upon it. And so from there, it was.
Nice, here, Anjane. Like most of the things are similar to my own journey. What I could relate is ki I am also an army brat, as we said, and as you mentioned that two, three generations have been serving in the forces. Similarly, my great grandfather was serving out there in what we Korean War, and after that he was also in AMC particularly, and then my grandfather was in EME, and then my father was in AMC again, and then I thought to join the forces, but as an officer. So this is also benchmark for the army brats or air force brat, whoever are there, to join the forces as an officer, so that you can set a benchmark of leadership or your good skills in front of your family as well as the ones who are uh, looking up to you. Apart from that, he also mentioned that particularly he was not very much into this BSc and BA thing. Even I was not into this thing, particularly though I am currently completing my graduation in BSc. But as an aspirant who was like eager to join NDA, even I was not up to that thing, and even I couldn't have cleared the NDA in my first attempt. Even my maths was so weak. Even my rank was also in this format only 230272. I still remember, and this was my rank. So there are many similar things, and this was the reason that how we like pave the path to the India and all. It's not just about the marks and grades. Let me share one incident of my SSB. In the second SSB's like conference, the deputy president sir who was there, and he was the captain of Navy. He came to address the candidates at 33 SSB. He told us that what the set of marks or the cutoff that we have set now, the Navy has set. So it's not about we are here to select just the candidates of 98 or 99%. We are here to select the candidates who justify their percentage. It means that if you have reached up to SSB, you have cleared the benchmark of educational qualifications, then you have to justify. If you are a candidate who is getting 99 and he is not able to justify the questions of 99% level, he would not get recommended. And if a candidate who is just like as me, my overall aggregate marks was 71.28%, and 70% is the minimum cutoff for the Navy Tech. So I was the candidate who justified it in my fourth attempt through different set of technical questions. So this was the reason कि कितना आप justify करते हो अपने performance को, अपने present results को, जैसे आंजने ने बताया. तो like Priyom, I would like you to share some like justification things like what you did in your SSB, or any particular set of question what you justified there in SSB related to your personality or your personal life.
Relating to my personal life, there was not much questions asked. He asked about my family background. One question was there that my father is an archery coach, and I used to swim. So why was it that I didn't go to archery? So I had to justify that. I told him it was a simple answer that I had more interest in swimming than archery, so I had to pursue swimming. That's it.
That's what the
Other than that,
interest
it was
is.
this.
There is
Yeah,
exactly there is no clear justification, or like if you would make that so simple questions lengthy, it would be like you are so much trained. That's the
right.
factor. Like there are not particular justification to, like if I love to eat samosa rather than some sweet. So it's my choice. There's no particular justification for that. This is how
Exactly.
candidates have to tackle such questions. Let's come to up to that sports and co-curricular section, which is the one of the most important section. And we would start from Anjane, that what had you mentioned in your sports or curricular, and even prior to your SSB or defense preparation, how was you like carrying out these sports and co-curricular things in your day-to-day life? Start.
Sir, I have completed my whole studies of class 1 to 12 from army schools, and sir, the sports infrastructure available there are very good. And sir, apart from that, sir, I have lived around 8 9 years into the cantonment, and sir, there the sports changes with seasons. So sir, that is one thing that I have got to know about the sports and other things. And sir, due to that, sir, I have experience of all the sports, but not like very much professional. But I have a basic knowledge about the sports, and so that I had mentioned that my PIQ, And so one point, like I mentioned in my TS, was I did a mistake. Like I mentioned football, and I only mentioned period of duration between 2017 to 18. And in the uh, section of responsibilities and co-curricular activities, I mentioned that I was the vice sports captain of football. And sir, the interviewer sir brutally asked me that क्यों झूठ बोल रहा है क्योंकि एक साल में तूने फुटबॉल छुई एंड यू बिकेम द वाइस कैप्टन. मैंने कहा नहीं सर, आई हैव बीन लाइक 4-5 years into the army cantonment of Tezpur. And sir, in Assam, the in that region, sir, football is the quite evident sport. And sir, there I had played, but at that time, sir, I was living with my father, and also at that time I was restricted not to play. So, and after we came into Prayagraj, my father was into Kashmir, and I said that it was time for me to pursue my sports. And there he was convinced, and he approached to next questions.
Yes, yeah. Like even I had experience of staying in Tejpur. My father was in the base hospital basically, and currently he's retired though. So particularly in the northeast also, my friends who are there from Imphal and the Nagaland, basically the prime sports, even the Sunil Chetri sir who's there. So prime sports of northeast is football. Apart from different sports also, even in the NDA preparation, you must have known about these football clubs like Mohan Bagan and other clubs were there, in particularly in Kolkata and all. So when we move towards east, the culture of football is out there, and this is how he justified it well. This is how like कि किसी चीज को बोलना और उसको कैरी करके जस्टिफाई करना क्या होता है ना? बस ये नहीं कि मैं एक बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर हूँ. दिस इज हाउ यू हैव टू जस्टिफाई हाउ डिड यू प्ले इट. एक साल में अगर तुमने एक्सेल किया, question was asked to me also. I had learned swimming very close before my SSB. It was like just a co-curricular skill which I was developing throughout. तो मुझसे भी पूछा गया कि ये स्विमिंग कहाँ से मतलब आ गई अचानक से. पहले से कोई ऐसे मेंशन नहीं है तुम्हारी पीआईक्यू में, अचानक से अभी तुमने इसी साल स्विमिंग स्टार्ट किया. टेल मी अबाउट द बेसिक्स ऑफ द स्विमिंग. तो व्हेन आई एक्सप्लेन द बेसिक्स लाइक डॉग पेडलिंग इज देयर, ब्रेस्ट स्ट्रोक, बटरफ्लाई एंड अदर स्ट्रोक्स व्हिच आर फ्री स्टाइल इज द बेसिक वन. He asked me how can you I know that this is the sport which you have played or gone through. ये तो गूगल से भी याद कर लोगे है ना. बट आई एक्सप्लेन हिम थ्रू द वे कि सर आई वेंट थ्रू दैट एंड द टीचिंग फैसिलिटी वाज वेरी गुड. आई डिड रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस एंड दिस इज हाउ you carry out these things. Particularly, let's come to Priyom, who has a very good experience of swimming as well as different sports, and even has a background of coming out from sports family, which we could say. So, Priyam, you can explain us the your sports and co-curricular journey and performance throughout your school life, and then justification of it in your SSB.
Yes. So, since my childhood, I was more to the study part rather than sports. Although my family was from a sports background, I used to play sports casually rather than taking it in a professional way. It was only swimming which I played professionally. And other than that, I used to play kabaddi and volleyball at school. And I used to play football in my society itself. So and I mentioned the time period of kabaddi for to be 1 year, as Anjaney mentioned. I also mentioned that 1 year. Then he was like, "Why did you क्यों एक साल बाद छोड़ दिया? Why didn't you continue with kabaddi?" And it was like funny moment. I told him that I broke my best friend's arm. I was in the 6th grade, and I broke my best friend's arm. So I decided that I will not play this sports. I just hurt others. That was the main reason I didn't continue the sports. Other than that, my sports and extracurricular activities. My extracurricular activities column was like filled. It was filled with youth parliaments, singing competitions, quiz competitions, and many more. It was I couldn't remember. I wrote about 5 extracurricular activities. So he was
Similarly,
more interested
yes,
towards
yes.
the extracurricular, yeah, and the hobbies part rather than the sports section.
एग्जैक्टली. यार, ये जो मैंने स्विमिंग भी सीखी ना, ये बस एसएसबी से पहले थोड़ा सा जस्टिफाई हो जाए स्पोर्ट्स सेक्शन, इसलिए सीखी थी. एंड एक महीने में मैंने अच्छा खासा एक्सेल कर लिया था. अभी जैसे क्लासेस भी चलती थी तो प्रियम को मैं बोलता था भाई ये मैं स्विमिंग करने का टाइम है या स्विमिंग करने जाने वाला हूँ क्लास के बाद. तो एक तरह से होता है ना कि एसएसबी में जाने के लिए ही मैंने ये किया था. बट जो मेरा को करिकुलर सेक्शन था, पर्टिकुलरली डिबेट्स ऐसे, या फिर जैसे हमारे कॉलेज में सॉरी स्कूल में एक बार पीएम भी आए थे, तो उनके जो फंक्शन थे उसको होस्ट करने का एक कह सकते हो कि रोल मिला था. एंड डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन्स व्हिच आर देयर इन स्कूल. एक को करिकुलर हेड था मैं अपने स्कूल का, तो ये क्वेश्चन भी मुझसे पूछा गया था कि उसको कैसे तुमने परफॉर्म किया एज अ रोल. एंड उसमें इतना ज़्यादा इन्वॉल्व था कि उससे ग्रेड्स भी डाउन हो गए थे। तो ये भी एक फैक्टर मुझसे पूछा गया था। तो दिस इज हाउ यू कैरी आउट थिंग्स। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई डन फ्लाइंग कोर्स इन एनसीसी। तो ये एक बेसिकली ये सीन होता है कि अगर आपका स्पोर्ट्स सेक्शन उतना भरा हुआ नहीं है, तो को करिकुलर में भी अगर आपका अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस है, तो इट गेट्स आउट जस्टिफाइड। बिकॉज व्हाट आई बिलीव कि स्पोर्ट्स इज अ वेरी ट्रेनेबल थिंग, कि एकेडमी में जाते हो और पहले दिन से ही वो चालू हो जाता है। लाइक द कैडेट्स हैव टू ऑप्शंस आफ्टर दे कम आउट फ्रॉम डिनर, है ना, इन एकेडमी। जब डिनर से आते हो तो या तो तुम पीटी करोगे, पर्टिकुलरली जो नॉन स्पोर्ट्स वाले रहते हैं या जिनका थोड़ा फिटनेस ये रहता है, थोड़ी सी घर से ज़्यादा खा पी के पहुंच जाते हैं एकेडमी, तो वो बस पीटी 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 करते हैं। एंड वो जो थोड़े से फिट है एंड दे आर इनटू द स्पोर्ट्स, वो वॉलीबॉल खेलेंगे या फिर कोई और स्पोर्ट्स खेलेंगे जो कि एकेडमी के ही तुम्हारे स्कॉन के ग्राउंड में होती है। तो बेसिकली दिस इज अ गुड थिंग, एंड ये डेली अगर तुम करते हो डिनर के बाद, तो इट कम्स आउट टू योर हैबिट ऑल्सो। फौज में एक लाइक आंजनेय हैज बीन इनटू द कैंट्स, तो एक होता ही है शाम में गेम फॉल इन जिसको कहते हैं। तो this is a part of tradition of the first. So this is a trainable thing, what I think. Let's come on to the Priyom's Navy board experience. How would you justify this thing कि Navy boards are quite different from Air Force and particularly Army boards, and why particularly Vizag is a very different board from the Navy's perspective? Because in my time the candidates who got recommended from Vizag, they didn't got merit out. Basically जो set of ये है legacy है, ये एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है वाइजैक की, आई वुड से। द कैंडिडेट्स जो वो सेलेक्ट करते हैं, एक तो बहुत कम रिकमेंडेशन रेशियो वाइजैक का। एंड लाइक आई वुड से देयर वाज अ कैंडिडेट नेम्ड यश त्यागी ड्यूरिंग माय सेकंड अटेम्प्ट। ही हैड गॉट रिकमेंडेड फ्रॉम फॉर नेवी टेक ओनली, एंड उसके बैच में 180 रिपोर्टिंग एंड जस्ट 2 कैंडिडेट्स हैड गॉट रिकमेंडेड। And it was not just of his batch only. This was the scene of all batches who got recommended from Vizag. So tell me your experience about Vizag and particularly Navy boards, Priyom. It's up to you.
Yeah, so I haven't seen the Army and the Air Force boards. I have only seen the Navy board SSB. And according to me, it was good. The staff is very polite, as I have heard from my friends that in the Army selection boards, the JCOs are very strict or something. But in our case, he was very chill. The evening muster was like just the roll call. Is everyone present? That's it. Any problem? No. Then he used to come with us, sit, watch the TV. The environment in Vizag is really good. They used to give us liberty time at evenings. There was no such strictness, although there was a good decorum in the whole NSB Vizag, but there was nothing like too strictness or something. But
Nice, yeah.
overall, it was good. It's clean and beautiful.
How was the food?
Food was really good. Yes, yes, food. My friends told me from other SSB boards that their food was very bad, but we
Basically,
got
basically, this was a sarcastic question which is asked during conference. How was the
yeah,
food?
exactly, exactly. We weren't expecting such good food. We even got rasmalai one day. I remember.
नाइस यार, दिस इज अ डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस। तो अंजने,
Yeah,
भाई तुम भी 3 बोर्ड होके आए हो, लाइक दो में रिकमेंडेशन, एक पहले भी गए थे शायद, वो एएफएस भी था राइट, आंजने फर्स्ट में। आंजने, am I audible? Your mic is off. So first experience
Yes,
was
sir.
in AFSB or SSB?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. So the first board which I faced was, so is it?
Yes, yes.
So it was SSB only. 14 SSB
Alright, alright.
Prayagraj.
हाँ सही है यार। ये मतलब बेसिकली एएफएसबी में मैंने थोड़ा फूड का वो सुना है कैंडिडेट
क्या
से,
कर रहा है?
बट ओवरऑल नेवी बोर्ड्स एंड आर्मी बोर्ड्स में तो खाना अच्छा ही है। पर्टिकुलरली ड्यूरिंग
So
माय
am I
टाइम यार,
audible?
हाँ यू आर ऑडिबल। पर्टिकुलरली
So
ड्यूरिंग
the
माय
first
टाइम
SS,
एसएसबी इलाहाबाद का खाना बहुत अच्छा था भाई। मतलब लेट मी टेल यू अबाउट कि मैं एक बार इलाहाबाद गया थर्ड अटेम्प्ट में एंड स्क्रीन आउट हो गया। एंड आई वाज लाइक कि मीट तभी खाएंगे जब स्क्रीन इन हो जाएंगे, बिकॉज इतना ज्यादा डिटेलिंग पे फोकस थी कि मीट है या दाल है उसके ऊपर धनिया की गार्निशिंग है, वो भी एक फैक्टर था। So this was the thing, because I am a person who is foodie and like tries to eat different variety of things. Even I had mentioned cooking as my hobby in PIQ. So for a person like me, the food is the most important factor out there.
also apart from the food part, there was like we used to get newspapers in our room itself, and there was laundry service available in NSB Vizag. They used to take our clothes from our room and press and clean them and return it to our room itself. And that was also a great thing.
Laundry service was the one thing that is missing in particularly Bangalore, yeah. This is what I didn't like about that. But yes, in Bhopal also the laundry service is very good, isn't it, Anjane? Facilities of SSB, what it provides you as a candidate.
So the best facility available out is in Prayagraj only because it has 5 boards and the boards are lenient here. So what I experienced in Jalandhar was the facility of sports was very good, but so phones were not issued to us because of certain reasons. And so when I reached in Bhopal, so earlier the batches which were recommended or have got before their conference, so they used to get their smartphones at least to use in the evenings. But sir, due to some of the people who started vlogging out in the SSB, so the liberty was taken from us, and so that was it. And so other than that, sir, the facilities available at SSB boards are so very good, and because so they have been following this, or the facilities have been available for there for some 10 20 years. So sir, there is no such thing, but the food and other stay options available in SSB are very good.
क्या ही तुमसे फैसिलिटी ले ली गई, अभी एकेडमी पहुंचो तब तुम्हें रेस्ट्रिक्शंस और प्रिविलेज की लाइफ तो पता चलेगा. Like it would be like a life living with restrictions and privileges, isn't it, Priyom?
Yes, sir.
ऑब्वियसली. एंड पर्टिकुलरली एसएसबी बोर्ड्स में ओवर यार, यार फैसिलिटीज तो अच्छी है. अगर मुझे नहीं लगता कि इंडिया में तुम कोई भी एग्जाम देने जाते हो तो इतनी फैसिलिटीज और इतना ज्यादा फेवर कोई भी बोर्ड अपने कैंडिडेट्स को करती है, या कोई भी एग्जाम अपने कैंडिडेट्स को करता है ना. सो वी
I don't
शुड
know
बी
about
ग्रेट.
other boards, लेकिन हमारे Vizag board में we also fill the sample PIQ form. The officer made us fill a sample PIQ form. He actually taught us how to fill this thing. And then we were to fill again.
एग्जैक्टली यार, लाइक दिस इज हाउ दे हेल्प द कैंडिडेट्स. पर्टिकुलरली मेरा भी नेवी
Yeah.
बोर्ड का जो एक्सपीरियंस है ना, कंपैरेटिवली आर्मी बोर्ड से अच्छा था इन टर्म्स ऑफ दिस पोलाइटनेस फैक्टर व्हाट प्रियोम हैज मेंशन. Because like as I was a repeater, यार, let me tell you, first SSB में क्या सीन हुआ था. when we got conference out ना, तो the साहब was there. and यार देखो, फौज इज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जहाँ पे तुम ऐसे इमोशन एंड ऑल फैक्टर्स तुम ज्यादा कंसीडर कर नहीं सकते हो. यही चीज मैंने तुम दोनों को स्टोरी राइटिंग के समय भी बताई थी. यू ऑलवेज हैव अ लाइक inclined to technical aspect of the story apart from being on the emotional aspects. बेसिकली फौज में अगर तुम इमोशनल ज्यादा होगे तो तुम अपने ड्यूटी को सही से कैरी आउट नहीं कर पाओगे. दिस इज द रीजन. बट द इंसिडेंट वॉज कि जब हम कॉन्फ्रेंस आउट हुए तो साहब वॉज देयर, चलो चलो सभी लड़के इधर हो जाओ, साइड हो जाओ, एंड बस में जल्दी बैठो. लाइक इट वॉज जस्ट 5 minutes एंड वी वर आउट ऑफ द एसएसबी बोर्ड. इवन आई हैड बॉट अ शू विच वॉज देयर ऑफ 2200 रुपये, है ना, 2200 रुपीज. एंड वो जल्दी जल्दी में वहीं छूट गया. दिस वॉज द थिंग विच आई रिग्रेट फॉर, बट कोई नहीं. मतलब दिस इज अ स्मॉल इंसिडेंट और द थिंग्स दैट यू come to like recall when you talk to candidates like you who have got recommended and all. Like Anjane, let's come to your double recommendation incident. How does it feels like when you got recommended twice for SSB and for army basically? Yani army is basically has made a good stamp upon your personality कि भाई फौज के लिए तुम तो बने ही हो, चाहे वो टीएस का टेक्निकल हो या ये कह सकते हैं अगर इंडिया से इन्फेंट्री ऑप्ट करो तो. लाइक शेयर योर डबल रिकमेंडेशन एक्सपीरियंस एंड हाउ डज इट फील्स लाइक.
So the first recommendation which I got for ND 154 course from 32 SSB Jalandhar, sir, it was I would say that at that time I was nervous ki what will be the results, because that was the first time I faced a conference and saw these many officers in olive greens, and so everyone was decorated. And so at that time I was nervous because I knew that in my group only there were 2 3 people who were better than me and performed better in GTO. So the first recommendation was, I would say, it was a bit nervous and I was not expecting that I would make it. So the second one, at that time, sir, I knew that it will be there because my performance which I gave was far better than that I gave at previous SSB. And so the things which you make blunders in the previous SSB, and at that time, sir, I was fresher. So sir, some mistakes of freshers are just taken for granted. And so, but once you become a repeater, and that's also a PR, your all actions are noted in GTO. And so that I was just focusing upon it. and so double recommendation, so that doesn't feel that much good, because at that actually it feels good, but when you look at your medicals and other things, you feel like, although I have got recommended, there's a long way to academy, and after reaching academy, so then also you have to train for 4 years and make sure that you don't get injured, or certain medical policies
Obviously
of the
यार,
army
obviously,
or the
like this is the
forces.
thing कि अगर लाइक प्रियो मुझसे पूछ ही रहा था एक दिन कि भैया आपने टाइम स्पेंड कैसे किया था रिकमेंड होने के बाद, आई टोल्ड हिम कि भाई मेरी फटी हुई थी मतलब मैं तो खुद नौकरी जैसे इसके लिए आरएमबी से फिट हुआ था। एंड आरएमबी का तो मतलब भाई लेट मी टेल यू द प्रोसेस कि क्या मतलब कह सकते हैं कि इट्स लाइक कि योर हार्ट इज ऑलवेज इन योर माउथ, वो चीज होती है कि दिल एकदम कलेजा एकदम मुंह को आया रहता है, कब क्या हो जाए तुम जा पाओ नहीं जा पाओ, लाइक वो लगता है ना कि लाइक पर्टिकुलरली आंजने तुम्हारा तो सही है, लाइक एक टीआर है एंड अभी एमबी के लिए भी तुम जाओगे तो मे गॉड ब्लेस यू, थिंग्स शुड गेट सॉर्टेड आउट इजीली। एंड बट यार पर्टिकुलरली एक तो मैं लास्ट अटेम्प्ट में रिकमेंड हुआ था, एंड उसमें भी ये चीज था कि मतलब many set of things are there, candidates face issues regarding medical and all, but वो एक होता है ना कि बेंचमार्क सेट हो जाता है, जैसे आंजने ने बोला परफॉर्मेंस के दौरान जब तुम एक पीआर होके जाते हो तो लाइक द एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ एसेस गेट्स इंक्रीज फ्रॉम यू, you can't just make silly mistakes out there, you can't just act out as a, like what I could say, in military language we could say it as a rookie, isn't it? You can't act it as a rookie. You have to be well behaved in a act in a professional as and intellectual way. If you are a PR, basically during your SSB, Priyom, let's come up to you. You got recommended as a fresher. So what would you like to share कि एक कैंडिडेट को कैसा माइंडसेट रखना चाहिए, पर्सनालिटी पे क्या काम करनी चाहिए, एंड क्या वो थॉट प्रोसेस रखना चाहिए कि फ्रेशर अटेम्प्ट में ही अपने गोल्डन अटेम्प्ट में ही गोल अचीव हो जाए। स्टार्ट।
Yes, sir. So I got recommended from NSB Vizag in my first fresher attempt. According to me, the most important thing is never to quit. And from beginning, I had this thing. I didn't know how will I clear my SSB, but I knew I would clear it. In my mind, I had always been winning, and even in SSB, I um, tried to remain present. This is also one of the, I think, very basic and very important crucial things which is required. As when I was appearing for my PPDT, I was focusing on my PPDT. The next process, when I got screened in, when I appeared for my psych test, I didn't think about my PPDT or my OIR. I proceeded with my psych test and so on. So this is one of the things. And also I was never disheartened that I did something less. At the end of the day, I just made myself believe that I did my best level today. That's what is required, and work on your personality in such a way. Think of yourself. I have always been believing, this was told to me by Colonel Rajiv Bhairwan sir, that you don't have to wear a uniform to be a soldier. You can always be a soldier without wearing a uniform. Make your thought process, make your actions like a soldier. You will definitely build it in your personality. The way you speak, the way you walk, the way you talk, people will tell that you are a soldier, and that's when you will know that yes, I'm getting better.
एग्जैक्टली यार, लाइक मैं भी अपने पर्टिकुलरली दूसरे अटेम्प्ट के बाद ना ये छोटी छोटी चीजें जो पर्सनैलिटी में होती हैं कि कहीं बाहर जाने से पहले हमेशा शू पहनना, कभी भी अपने लाइक कीप योर सेल्फ नाइसली ग्रूम नाइसली ड्रेस्ड, अपने क्लोथ्स को अच्छे से अरेंज करना, मेकिंग अप योर बेड, कीपिंग योर एवरीथिंग इन अ टाइडी एंड प्रॉपर वे, दीज आर द स्मॉल थिंग्स दैट अ सोल्जर्स लाइफ हैज देयर इनकलकेटेड इन यू, एंड ये चीज तुम्हें इनकलकेट करनी होगी अपनी पर्सनैलिटी में इफ यू वांट टू जॉइन फोर्सेस, लाइक नॉट नाउ बट देन एकेडमी तुम्हें सिखाई देती है, बट इट वुड बी बेटर इफ यू वांट टू बिकम अ सोल्जर, ये चीजें तो तुम्हें अपनी पर्सनालिटी में रखनी ही चाहिए, है ना? दिस हैज टू बी अ लाइक इनसेपरेबल क्वालिटी ऑफ योर पर्सनालिटी। ये छोटी छोटी चीजें जो होती हैं, डेली एक्सरसाइज करना, पीटी पे ध्यान देना, पढ़ाई को मैनेज करना, लाइक मैनेजिंग को करिकुलर अलॉन्ग विथ योर एकेडमिक्स, दीज आर द स्मॉल and necessary traits that every candidate should follow, not only particularly who are defense aspirant, anyone who wants to like become a respectable person in life, isn't it? Let's come up to the mindset that a candidate should develop from a repeater's perspective, particularly from Anjaney Rai. ऐसी तीन चीजें बताओ जो होनी चाहिए किसी की भी पर्सनैलिटी में।
one thing which I noticed in repeaters was everyone is desperate. And sir, I could relate that in my first attempt where I got screened out. So I was also desperate कि इस बार हो जाएगा, इस बार हो जाएगा. And so due to that, you are not present, currently present what you are doing. Like आप हमेशा सोचते हो फ्यूचर में कि कल मेरे से क्वेश्चन ये पूछेगा, बट आप ध्यान नहीं देते ना क्या किया है आपने. एंड सर एक और चीज होती है कि रिपीटर्स में मैंने देखा कि सर व्हाट दे डू इज कि दे ऑलवेज लुक अप टू देयर पास्ट एंड while the time they have to perform in present, so they are still in their past. So like one of our batchmate of TS Entry, he was a very good, genuine personality. But so the thing was, he made mistakes in WATs, and throughout the SSB of 4 or 5 days, so he was just currently just looking backward and said that I would not make this because I had attempted only 45 SRTs or 45 WATs. So, sir, they are not present in the present. So they are just like either in the either lost in the past or they are dreaming of tomorrow what will happen. So, sir, what I believe is SSB is full of joy. You should once you go there, you have to make sure that you don't study there. You have to enjoy your life and make new friends and learn from different people of different prospects. And so that is the thing is with repeaters. And so some of the repeaters whom I have seen, they are very much genuine. So, but due to some of the lacking qualities, so they don't make it. But sir, it is like SSB is a process, and once you come into it, you have to believe in the process and day by day work upon your weaknesses. So, sir, that is the things which I found that repeaters do mistake in SSB.
Exactly, yeah. This is the mentality that one has to like develop before you are like encountering the exam or interview like SSB. पर्टिकुलरली जो सबसे मेन बात इसने आंजने ने बोली ना, एक चीज आई थिंक कि तुम दोनों को याद होगी. पर्टिकुलरली वो सेल्फ डिस्क्रिप्शन वाली क्लास में मैंने बताया था कि वन थिंग आई हैड मेंशन्ड इन माय दिस फ्रेंड सेक्शन, आई एम अ पर्सन हु नेवर रिग्रेट्स फॉर यस्टरडे, है ना, एंड ऑलवेज लिव्स फॉर टुडे. दिस इज द मेंटालिटी जो आंजने ने मेंशन की. इवन लेट मी टेल यू, देखो मेरे रिकमेंडेशन अटेम्प्ट में भी सेम जो आंजने का एस्पेक्ट था कि कभी डेस्परेट नहीं होना है. दिस वाज द थिंग व्हिच वाज टोल्ड बाय 33 एसएसबी डिप्टी प्रेसिडेंट. देयर वाज अ वेरी थिन लाइन बिटवीन डेडिकेशन एंड डेस्परेशन. दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू लाइक आइडेंटिफाई एंड क्लासिफाई आल्सो. यार देखो, मैंने भी अपने थर्ड अटेम्प्ट तक बहुत ज्यादा डेस्परेशन दिखाई थी. एंड दिस वाज द रीजन कि माय फ्रेंड्स हु गॉट रिकमेंडेड अर्लियर देन मी, दे ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू से कि एक होता है ना, लाइक वी आस्क आवर फ्रेंड्स की व्हाट इज द रीजन यार कि आई एम वर्किंग सो हार्ड, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग रिकमेंडेड. दे जस्ट टोल्ड मी कि यू आर ओवरडन, है ना. ट्राई टू बी काम अबाउट दैट. एंड दिस वाज द रीजन कि मैंने पहले एंड सेकंड एंड में 55 एसआरटीसी, बट ड्यूरिंग माय रिकमेंडेशन अटेम्प्ट आई डिड जस्ट 39 with proper detailing and got recommended. And even my rank was quite good. It was 33. So this is the thing, yaar, ki you have to maintain that SSB is not a test of 100 by 100 marks, as Anjane said. या मैं भी जब से इवन प्रियम यू मस्ट रिमेम्बर कि मैंने पहली क्लास में भी यही बताया था, ये पर्सनालिटी का टेस्ट है, 100 by 100 नहीं लाना है. एंड दिस इज द थिंग दैट यू हैव टू लाइक कैरी ऑन थ्रू योर परफॉर्मेंस एंड ऑल. Anjane, what would you like to comment upon these things? Sorry, Priyom.
So like every other job, sir, army has it. Army, navy, air force has his own standards, and so it is like that. If a person sometimes may be very much good and he doesn't matches the standards of the defense forces, so sir, sometimes it is that a person who has come for SSB is very much better, or I would say the best personality. So sir, in that case also SSB sometimes disapproves those people, and sir, in army, I would say that no one is with high skills are required. Everyone or in army सभी say that आगे नहीं ज़्यादा आगे चलना है ना ज़्यादा पीछे चलना है. The one who will be in between will be safe every time. And so that is same with SSB. You don't have to be the Charlie Chaplin sometimes, or I would say don't have to be the animal movie main villain or main hero. So you have to be the background characters in SSB. And so that is there, and you don't have to disagree with someone. You are there to just showcase your personality, and a friendly nature is also a part of personality, and so that is where sometimes people disagree to people and they don't clear the SSB.
Exactly, yeah. Coordination, friendly nature. These are the important traits of your personality that take you to the plus sign. Priyum, I would like to know about your comments and views upon these things that we discussed.
I completely agree with what you and Ananya has said about making friends and not being desperate. That's also one of the crucial things. I missed that point that a candidate should uh, work passionately and not desperately. I think it's
Exactly.
one of the most important traits which is required. They see through the candidates in there, that if he is desperate or he's working passionately. They will see that how we speak and how we answer, how we write. Even as you have already mentioned that we don't have to perform our 100% over there. It doesn't have to be 100% over there. Even I attempted 36 SRTs, but I focused on the qualities. That was the main thing. I attempted all the VAT, all the 60 watts, but I attempted only 36 SRTs. Also, I attempted six individual obstacles. So these were the two most, like, I believe that I didn't do much well, but at that day, I think I did my best. I didn't give up. Even if I fell from the balance beam, I didn't give up. I tried again. I think
Exactly.
that's the main thing they see.
Exactly. This is the thing, yeah. Like even I had done just six individual obstacles, and in a very like choosy manner, and not in a कि like जोश दिखाते हुए एक सेट में छह के छह कर दिए नहीं. Like I was very choosy
Exactly.
to the obstacles which are there. कि double jump करते हैं, then we will do the double ditch, and then we will go through this commando work which was necessary. उसमें भी I was just about to like manage my balance out there and all those aspects. So this is the thing that doesn't affect your personality. Like if you are very much mentally agile up to the other factors which are there. And जैसे SRT वाली चीज 39, 36 है ना 60 by 60 bats because you must remember कि मैंने तुम्हें बताया था कि bats are the situations that you have to face in academy in a like continuous set. But SRT वो चीज है कि अगर तुम्हें कोई सिचुएशन दी गई तो तुम उसको कितने अच्छे से करते हो. ये व्यू पॉइंट रखना ऑब्वियसली. बेसिकली लेट्स कम अप टू इतनी सीरियस बात हो गई. कोई फनी इंसिडेंट आई वुड लाइक टू लिसन फ्रॉम बोथ ऑफ यू बिकॉज मेरी भी एसएसबी की बहुत सारी फनी इंसिडेंट्स हैं. कुछ ऐसी हैं जो पब्लिक स्फीयर में बतानी सही भी नहीं रहेंगी पर्टिकुलरली. एंड बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं लाइक देयर आर सम डार्क वन देयर आर सम लाइटर वंस. सो पर्टिकुलरली हियर आई वुड लाइक टू हियर सम नॉट सो डार्क एंड नॉट सो लाइटर वंस. स्टार्ट फ्रॉम आंजने.
As of my experience at the first SSB which I gave, the second one of Jalandhar, where I got recommended. So in that time, sir, I was called as a subordinate of chess number one. So chess number one is a very good guy, Science School Ambikapur. And so what mistakes he made was he made a bridge of fulcrum. Indirect bridging was there, and so he didn't tie that rope very stiffly. And so I knew that if I would step upon it, it will surely open. And so he said to the GTO, sir, this idea is workable, and I will send my subordinate to retrieve the bomb. And I was like, and when you go as a subordinate, sir, you don't have to speak. It's mentioned in the briefing of the GTO, sir. And first I looked at GTO sir, and he was also smiling. And I looked at him. He was like, "No, you have to go. You have to go." And I said, "Ki yaar pakad le, फिर मैं चढ़ता हूँ." And I just GTO sir was just sitting, I would say, 2 yards away from us, and he was also smiling because the rope was just tied in a very odd fashion, and the height of the obstacle was around 5-6 feet, and I knew that agar kuch hua, and sir, at that time it was raining, so it was like danger only, and I had to speak कि भाई पकड़ ले फिर चढ़ता हूँ मैं. And sir, that was one incident. And sir, there were many more. So in second SSB, sir, as CHM sir saw us doing the command task. And sir, in my command task in the second SSB of TS, I was given a good command task. And sir, one thing was there after the as soon as I approached the task, so the GTO sir took that rope away from me, and the last obstacle was like of two, I would say, it was a gap like this, and you had to insert the plank there and tie it from behind. And so the rope was not there, and I was just playing with the plank like here and there, and so that it would at some point of time be stiff and could make a load for us. And sir, in between, sir, the CHM sir was watching us, and after the command task was over and everyone was gathered for briefing,